Chapter 1. Virtuous persons to be made choice of for friends. There is nothing more becoming any wise man than to make choice of friends, for by them thou shalt be judged what thou art. Let them therefore be wise and virtuous, and none of those that follow thee for gain. But make election rather of thy betters than thy inferiors, shunning always such as are poor and needy. For if thou givest 20 gifts, and refuse to do the like but once, all that thou hast done will be lost, and such men will become thy mortal enemies. Take also special care that thou never trust any friend or servant with any matter that may endanger thine estate. For so shalt thou make thyself a bondslave to him that thou trusteth, and leave thyself always to his mercy. And be sure of this, thou shalt never find a friend in thy young years whose conditions and qualities will please thee after thou comest to more discretion and judgment. And then all that thou givest is lost, and all wherein thou shalt trust such a one will be discovered. Such therefore as are thy inferiors will follow thee but to eat thee out, and when thou leavest to feed them, they will hate thee. And such kind of men, if thou preserve thy estate, will always be had. And if thy friends be of better quality than thyself, thou mayest be sure of 2 things. The first, that they will be more careful to keep thy counsel, because they have more to lose than thou hast. The second, they will esteem thee for thyself, and not for that which thou dost possess. But if thou be subject to any great vanity or ill, from which I hope God will bless thee, then therein trust no man, for every man's folly ought to be his greatest secret. And though I persuade thee to associate thyself with thy betters, or at least with thy peers, yet remember always that thou venture not thy estate with any of those great ones that shall attempt unlawful things. For such men labour for themselves, and not for thee. Thou shalt be sure to part with them in the danger, but not in the honour. And to venture a sure estate in present, in hope of a better in future, is mere madness. And great men forget such as have done them service, when they have obtained what they would, and will rather hate thee for saying thou hast been a means of their advancement, than acknowledge it. I could give thee 1,000 examples, and I myself know it, and have tasted it in all the course of my life. When thou shalt read and observe the stories of all nations, thou shalt find innumerable examples of the like. Let thy love therefore be to the best, so long as they do well. But take heed that thou love God, thy country, thy prince, and thine own estate before all others. For the fancies of men change, and he that loves today hateth tomorrow. But let reason be thy schoolmistress, which shall ever guide thee aright.